All right. Hi, sixth graders. I hope you had a great spring break. And this week, we're going to be working on our Wordly Wise vocabulary lesson 14. So for this week, you're only going to be doing exercise B, and it is going to be loaded into Classroom. I think I put it in Easy Test Maker. Um, and it's going to tell you how many answers to look for. So be careful because I gave you some hints there. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with our words out loud for the week. So here are our words. I just want you to listen to them. And if you have your book, I'm on page 159. And we're going to go over some of the words and definitions. And then I'll give you something to think about with some of the questions that they ask. So our first word is benevolent. That's the first word, benevolent. It's an adjective. It means wanting to do good or kind. So maybe you could think about somebody that is a kind person that you know. Could be a neighbor, could be a family member, could be a coach. But if you are benevolent, that means you're kind, you're giving. Okay, our next word is consent. It means to agree, to allow to happen. It can also mean, it can be used as a noun, permission or approval. The question that's in the book there really is not appropriate now that we're having our schooling at our homes inside. But the question was, discuss with your partner whether your principal would consent to letting students go home early today. So I'm sure we all wish we were at school today, but we're not. But probably we wouldn't be having early dismissal unless there was some kind of a reason for it or it was already predetermined that we were going to do that. But if the principal, if Mrs. Gomez consented to early dismissal, that means she's giving approval. She's agreeing to that. Okay, next word in our word list. The word is discreet. It's an adjective. It means showing care or wisdom in what one says or does. Discretion is another form of the word, and this means the ability to handle matters wisely. Usually someone who is discreet, they're not like a blabbermouth, they're not shouting things out, they're somebody that you can trust. They're good with a secret, they can keep a secret. That means they're discreet, or that means that they have discretion. Okay, our next word, the word is engross. Engross. It means, it's a verb. If something engrosses you, it's taking up your complete attention. Used as an adjective, it's taking up one's complete attention. So if you're watching a movie and you are just glued to the screen and you are watching it with such intensity that someone comes in and calls your name and says, hey, do you want some popcorn? And you don't even hear them, that's because that movie was so engrossing. It had your full attention. You didn't even hear the person talking to you. Okay, next word, esteem. This word is a verb. It means to think highly of or to respect. It can be used as a noun, respect or high regard. And esteemed as an adjective means highly regarded. So if you think about somebody that you greatly esteem, that means you respect them. Doesn't always mean that they're your best friend. It could be like an adult, it could be a family member. It could be somebody on the television that you've been watching, maybe a famous person, but if you have respect for them, then you have esteem for them. Okay, next word you probably know, you're probably familiar with. This word is exaggerate. Exaggerate. So if you look at the spelling, it looks maybe more difficult, but when you hear it, the word exaggerate, you probably know, to describe something as larger than it actually is. I caught a fish this big when really the fish was only this big. So that's an exaggeration. Okay, next word in our list. The word is extensive. So extensive means it is covering a large or a wide area. That's an adjective, the describing word. It could also mean ambitious or far-reaching. The question here is, maybe think about, it says talk with your partner, but today, I guess we don't really have our partners in the classroom today, so I'll have you think about it. What is the most extensive park that you have visited? Like the largest, the biggest, and maybe that's Cedar Point. That's pretty big. Or maybe it's you've been to Yellowstone or some other kind of national park that's miles and miles and miles and acres. So what's the most extensive park that you've been to? So extensive, large, wide, very big, covering a great area. Okay, next word. This word is fantastic. Probably you've heard this word before. Let's look at the definition for this though. The first one is almost unbelievable. In other words, it's not that it's necessarily good, like, oh man, my trip to Cedar Point was fantastic, it was great. This is actually almost unbelievable. Let's look at the way they use it in the sentence. The guests on the talk show told a fantastic tale of being followed by creatures from outer space. So this is more of like a fanciful, it's almost too much to even be able to believe. And then the second one definition is unusual or odd. And this one was spectators saw the most fantastic costumes at the Mardi Gras parade. So they were just unusual, they were odd, they weren't like what you would think of as being kind of normal, but that would be the use of the word fantastic. Okay, next word. If you look at the spelling, could be a little tricky here. The word is intrigue. Intrigue. It's used as a verb, or it can be, to fascinate, to plot in a secret way, to scheme. It can also be used as a noun, like an intrigue is a secret plot or scheme. So if somebody were planning something like a trick, it could be in history, they were trying to overthrow somebody, like on the throne, they might plan an intrigue. So they're scheming to maybe take over. So a little different word there, kind of a fun one. Intrigue is how you say it. All right, next word, probably know this word if you watch the movies, but the word is marvel. Marvel. It can be used as a noun, a wonderful or amazing thing. You can see the sentence there. The Amazon River is one of the great marvels of nature. It can also be used as a verb, which means to fill with wonder or amazement. But it can also have a little different ending. It can have that suffix ending, O-U-S, and so marvel can turn into marvelous. Marvelous, and that's an adjective. It's a describing word, and it means causing wonder or astonishing. Of the highest quality or splendid. So if somebody said, how was your trip? Or how was the Grand Canyon? And you said, it was marvelous. That's an adjective that would mean you just thought it was astonishing. It was just incredible. Okay, next word, mission. Mission, probably a word you're not unfamiliar with. You've probably heard that word. This one, as used in our lesson this week, is used as a noun, a special or important task or assignment, or it could be the group of people that are on an important assignment. So maybe you were, it says the mission from Israel agreed to resume the peace talks. The mission word, it's going to be the people. So one of the questions there is discuss with your partner. So we'll just have you think about it for today. What do you think the main mission teachers have? What do you think the most important task or assignment is that I would have for you? I just want you to learn, right? So increase your vocabulary. So this week, my mission is for you to become familiar with these words so you can use them, read them, see them, hear them, know what they mean, and then of course use them in your own writing. Okay, next word, opportunity. Probably you've heard that one before, right? It's a noun, and it's a time that is right for doing something. This is a good opportunity. Like right now is a great time for it. Also, second definition, a chance for getting ahead. So this is a good opportunity for us to get ahead with maybe some extra writing or doing some extra things that we may not have had time to do, cooking, doing some things outside that maybe we weren't able to do if we were in school. So there might be some hidden blessings that you can do today. Take some opportunities to get ahead with something. Next word, relinquish. This word means to let go or to give up. So if I gave you something and I said, hey, I want you to relinquish that to your partner, you would let go of it and you would give it to your partner, the relinquish. Next word, tyrant. A tyrant is a ruler or person that has complete power and uses it in a cruel or unjust way. And tyranny is a noun that means a role by a tyrant. And then the final word is vanquish. Vanquish. It's a verb and it means to defeat utterly and completely, to overcome. Vanquish my enemy. You might hear that in a movie. Defeat the enemy. So those are our words for this week. I'm just going to say them one time through. And if you can say them with me. So you've got benevolent, consent, discreet, engross, esteem, exaggerate, extensive, fantastic, intrigue, marvel, mission, opportunity, relinquish, tyrant, and vanquish. Okay, so for this week only, you're only going to be doing exercise B. It's on page 163. You'll see it loaded, and I'm going to tell you the hints. I'll tell you how many are in each sentence, so just work carefully. Next week, you'll be doing exercise C, and then we have another project that's going to be coming up where you're going to get an opportunity to write your own play, a little script. So be looking in your Google Classroom for that, and I will give you some directions. All right, you guys have a great week, and I will see you guys hopefully soon. If not in real person, then I will see you on the screen with another video recording in the next couple of days. All right, have a great week and have a good luck working on vocabulary 14.